The iPhone, one of the best smartphones on the market. And if you're watching this, you're probably thinking of getting one. But buying an iPhone in 2026 isn't an easy mission. Some models impress, while others depress. You might have the urge to buy the latest 17, but in this economy, your pocket will definitely scream, "You're broke!" So today, I'll be your guide, and help you choose the best iPhone you can buy in 2026. So, let's start. Let's start with the ones you should definitely avoid. Anything less than the iPhone 12 is like buying a brick. Soon they will have no Apple support, fewer security updates, a battery with dementia, and slow performance. The iPhone 12 is still usable, but once you start installing games or heavy apps, the battery will start dying faster than your motivation, so it's definitely a skip. The last one is the iPhone 14. While it still has good performance, but compared to others, it's like buying an overpriced 13 with a different wallpaper. You can literally get a base 13 or 13 Pro with the same or better performance, but for a cheaper price. So let's start with the first category, the normal people. The ones who just want a smooth experience, a long-lasting battery, but not end up bankrupt. For you, my best pick is the iPhone 15 and 15 Pro Max. If you're on budget, the iPhone 15 is the smartest purchase you can make in 2026. For less than $400, or $399 in company's language, you can get 80% of the 17 experience for the cheapest price. For the record, this is the minimum base model to have dynamic island, USB-C, and a 48 megapixels camera in one phone. The performance is still a monster. The A16 chip still excels in most performance tests in 2026. Gaming, movies, work, or even daily use, this phone still handles it all. Design-wise, this phone is still cooking. To the average person, you're holding an expensive iPhone. Only veterans can identify the difference at first look. The only two downsides you might have is the absence of the camera button and the Apple Intelligence. And this one, in my opinion, is a blessing. Apple Intelligence takes too much storage. And if you're arguing about a smarter Siri's hallucinations are literally more trolling than the Onion's headlines. But if you care about these options, your only choice is to upgrade to the base 16. And like every GPT answer, this is where most people mess it up. Financially, the 16 base is $150 more than the base 15. And no offense to you, the 16 holders, but at that price, this phone is a definite steal. Considering it only offers a 60Hz display, this can only be described as an overspend. So if you want the value king of 2026, the base 15 is definitely your go-to. But if the 60Hz is your turnoff and you want a valuable Pro for the best price, then the 15 Pro Max is your sweet spot. The 15 Pro Max has 8 GB of RAM, which means it supports the Apple Intelligence, along with a titanium frame and a smooth 120Hz experience. It currently sits in the 600 range, and you can find them in good conditions on the Back Market website or on Amazon Renewed. They both vet their sellers and offer a generous return policy that extend up to 90 days. iPhones in general are expensive, but watching Vongard is free. So if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.
But Vongard, my hands are small, and I prefer to use only one hand when holding my phone.
No problem. If your hand is like his or like Robin from Teen Titans and you can't grab or hold huge sizes, I got something suitable for you.
You're talking about phones, right?
Yes. First of all, stay away from the pros. While they are the goats in the field, for some people they are just annoying. They suck in pocket, lack flexibility, and become more exposed to breaking, especially in work sites. So if you're one of those, your only solution here is the 13 mini. For many years, Apple fans were begging for another version of the mini. The 12 and 13 mini were great, but didn't sell well, so Apple decided to shut them down.
No.
The 13 mini in 2026 is still a solid model. With only 5.4-inch screen, your hand will definitely have a 100% grip on the entire phone body. Your thumb alone can reach easily the top corner on the other side. You can type, swipe, and scroll with only one hand while leaving the other for other matter. The performance of this phone is still a top level. The 13 mini runs on the A15 Bionic chip, and even in 2026, this chip is still considered one of the beasts. Call of Duty won't lag on this one. You'll have a smooth and seamless experience with no problems, but its tiny downside is that it will devour your battery. Actually, the battery is the only thing that makes people stay away from this phone. If you are a screen addict with more than 8 hours usage, aka unemployed, just go back to the base models. Finding the 13 mini is rare, but if you do, it's traded under $300, so be careful of any scammers. Now, Now, let's move to the gamers and creators. The ones I like to call
Drill, baby, drill.
the ones who search for GTA 5 in App Store but end up downloading a guide. The ones that are more desperate than PC gamers and waiting for Rockstar to release GTA 6 on mobile. The ones that...
We get it, bro.
So in short, if you're looking for the best performance iPhones in 2026, the 17 Pro Max, 16 Pro Max, or even the 15 Pro Max is your ideal target. Here, you don't only need the fastest chip, but also a phone with good thermal management so it doesn't fry your hand. Because after 2 matches of Warzone or filming a full video in 4K quality, a bad cooling system will definitely throttle your phone and ruin your experience. So for the peak performance, I recommend the 17 Pro Max. You criticized me before for glazing this model, but with its beautiful design, legendary A19 Pro chip, and the large vapor chamber, this phone is literally the definition of low cortisol. The 12 gigabytes of RAM gives it a huge boost, so multitasking becomes easier. For creators, it's enough for you to know that this Earth picture from NASA's Artemis 2 was taken with an iPhone 17 Pro Max. Samsung was so angry about this picture that it literally protested in the comments, but NASA's reply couldn't be more savage. The only problem with this phone is that it cost $1,000 minimum. Add to it storage and taxes, and you're easily passing the $1,500 or $2,000. So if money isn't your problem, this phone is the best for you. But if you flinched when hearing that price and want to keep your kidney inside, we can go with the 16 or 15 Pro Max. The 16 Pro Max is the smartest pick for you as a gamer. While it uses the A18 Pro, which is 1 generation older, this phone still handles most AAA games: Resident Evil, Death Stranding, Assassin's Creed, and many more. The phone still looks classy thanks to its titanium build. And if you're asking about the pricing, the 16 Pro Max is significantly cheaper, but gives you 90% of the 17 power. The last type of guys I want to mention are the status and aesthetic guys. Between us boys, we all have a desire to look cool and classy, wear a dark suit, ride a luxury car, and hold a premium phone. Girls might have a different style, but we all agree that your phone plays a huge part in how you're perceived. Some people don't care about specs nor value. For this category, my best pick for you is the the iPhone 17 Air. Personally, I rarely ever see someone holding this phone in public. If you pull one in a gathering, it's impossible to go unnoticed. The 17 Air is wildly thin as a few credit cards stacked on top of each other. The amount of engineering behind this phone is just fascinating. If this phone was a person, it would definitely be a model. Instead of the heavy titanium brick, the 17 Air uses a very light aluminum frame that makes it weightless. But don't mistake that for weakness. In most pressure tests, this phone doesn't even flinch. The aluminum frame is high quality, and the ceramic shield glass makes it scratch resistant. As for performance, it's just like the base 17. You might encounter some slight battery issues, but other than that, this phone is definitely the king of aesthetics.
But Vongard, you covered only a small number of models. What about the others?
Well, if you want to watch how I ranked every iPhone model, you can check one of those 2 videos. I ranked every iPhone from the legends to the absolutely cooked, so watch them and you won't regret. Subscribe and like, and thanks for watching.